Hello, my dear students. Today, we are going to discuss a very important essay written by T.S. Eliot, that is, Tradition and Individual Talent. I would like to advise all of you to be ready with a notebook and a pen so that you may be able to note down all the important dates and works that I am going to tell you. Thomas Stearns Eliot needs no introduction. He is one of the towering and dominating men of letters of the 20th century. So, from Eliot, we can say that in England, when we are talking about new critics, Eliot names comes to the surface. Timeline of T.S. Eliot is 1888 to 1965. He was a versatile genius who during his long span have written and have established himself as a poet, playwright, journalist and a critic. So because of his strong stance in the critical field, his name can be counted among Ben Jonson, Dryden and Coleridge. So before starting on with this essay, I would like to make you aware of the profound amount of articles and essays that Eliot wrote and which have today been collected in the following books. First is The Use of Poetry and the Use of Criticism, 1933. Second, The Idea of a Christian Society, 1939. Third, Notes Towards a Definition of Culture, 1948. Fourth, Selected Essays, 3rd edition, 1951. Fifth, On Poetry and Poets, 1957. And sixth, To Criticize the Critic, 1965. So today, we are going to deal with one of his important essays, that is Tradition and Individual Talent. See, when Eliot establishes himself as a critic, he gives us an idea into what is tradition and how a poet should be, what are the important roles of a poet, and how tradition plays an important role in the shaping of a poet. So, when he is talking about tradition, we have to always keep it in mind that he is not talking about blindly following the tradition, but he is talking about assessing whatever has been written previous to us and the great works specifically and the works of great poets, and to keep them as a copy of what we are going to write. So he is somewhere or the other here close to Arnold in his views, because Arnold also talks about the touchstone method where the ancient good works are to be used as the touchstone for the literature which is being produced today. So he says that novelty should be there, and novelty is better than mere repetition. So if you are following tradition, you must not blindly follow the tradition, but it's not slavish imitation, it is not blind adherence, but just gaining from the past, knowing about the past. So, tradition is obtained only by those who have the historical sense. That's why, whenever you are a writer, you are establishing yourself as a poet, you must always have a historical sense in you, a sense of perception. So, I would like to quote him here. He says, quoting, "Not only of the pastness of the past, but also of its presence. One who has the historic sense feels that the whole of the literature of Europe, from Homer down to his own days, including the literature of his own country, forms one continuous literary tradition." So, this literary tradition is important for us to know, and this will inculcate a kind of historical sense in us. Now, when we are talking about tradition and individual talent, this essay was published in 1919, and it has been divided into three parts. So the first part was the tradition part, where he talks about the importance of tradition. The second part is about individual talent, where he talks about the impersonality of poetry. He talks about the dispersonalization of the poet. He says the personality of the artist is not important. The important thing is the sense of the tradition. So, somewhere or the other, dissociation of personality is necessary. The poet is merely a medium. He compares the poet to a catalyst. He is just like a catalytic agent. So, he gives the example of a reaction also, where platinum is present as a catalyst, and without the use of platinum, the reaction will not take place. The reaction is of oxygen and sulfur dioxide together. When they are placed in with the platinum metal, it changes into sulfurous acid. So without the use of platinum, the sulfurous acid will not be formed. But nowhere or the other, platinum changes, or platinum's material or its qualities are used, or somehow become the part of the combination of the reaction. So platinum is necessary, but it is not taking part in the reaction. That is the way a poet should be. He must escape from his personality. That is the poetic process. He is just a place where organization of materials takes place. So we can compare the poet to a bowl where the mixture is being prepared, the ingredients are being put into, and his experiences can be the ingredients. And although there can be experiences which he has not experienced, they can also be his material. But that's why the historical sense is necessary. That just like Shakespeare, he wrote so many historical plays, but he never saw them, he never experienced them, but because of the historical sense, he was able to write about them. So it is not necessary that you must be the victim of the situation, or you must be the person who has lived that situation. You must just be a medium, and you can create a reaction, you can create a work of art. And that's why here he differs greatly from Wordsworth, because Wordsworth had said that poetry is a replica of emotions, poetry is the spontaneous overflow of emotions, poetry is expressing your emotions. But Eliot says that no, poetry is your escape from emotions. And he says, I would like to quote him, poetry is not turning loose of emotion, but an escape from emotion. It is not the expression of personality, but an escape from personality. So, somewhere or the other, the poet has to leave back his emotions. Thus, Eliot does not deny personality or emotion of the poet, only he must depersonalize his emotion. There should be an extinction of his personality. And the poet can know what is to be done only if he acquires a sense of tradition, the historic sense, which makes him conscious not only of the present but also of the present moment of the past, not only what is dead but of what is already living. So historicity is important, so your tradition is important, and a tradition can only be followed when you depersonalize yourself. So that is all about tradition and individual talent. In crux, in summary, that Eliot wants to hold the individuality of every person by depersonalizing the poet, and always maintaining the historicity and the tradition, starting from all the European writers to the writers who are writing till present. So that is all for today. We'll meet in another video about talking about the various other aspects of Eliot and his critical works. Thank you.